Welcome back to Biblical Fables, where we explore the depths of ancient scriptures and uncover hidden truths that have shaped our faith for millennia. Today we embark on an extraordinary journey into a story that has intrigued scholars, theologians, and believers alike, the lost book of Adam and Eve. Imagine a tale that goes beyond the familiar narrative of the forbidden fruit, the serpent's temptation, and the expulsion from Eden. Picture a hidden chapter, a lost book, that reveals a truth far more profound and terrifying than we ever imagined. For the first time in over 60 years, fragments of this ancient text have been discovered, promising to reshape our understanding of early biblical history. This is not just another bedtime story. It is a revelation that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the origins of humanity and our relationship with the divine. The books of Adam and Eve, found in the tomb of Tutankhamun, provide a detailed account of what happened after Adam and Eve were driven from the Garden of Eden. These texts, filled with mystery and speculation, offer a glimpse into prehistoric beliefs and ancient traditions that have long been forgotten. Join us as we delve into this mind-blowing discovery, exploring the rich tapestry of myths and legends that have shaped religious thought for centuries. As we uncover the hidden layers of this story, we will gain new insights into the moral and spiritual struggles of early humanity, the continuous battle against deception, and the themes of repentance and redemption that are central to our faith. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you find this video enlightening, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your thoughts and questions, and share it with your church group, friends, and family. Your support helps us continue to bring you these fascinating stories from the Bible. Now, let's dive into the lost world of Adam and Eve. For the first time in over 60 years, fragments of a biblical book have been found. The story of Adam and Eve is deeply embedded in our culture, and among the ancient tales of Hollow Earth, one of the most intriguing involves the Garden of Eden. An ancient legend recorded in a very old text called the Tutankhamun, or the Book of the Image, speaks of this. This book, shrouded in mystery and speculation, has intrigued scholars and theologians alike, suggesting deeper layers to the well-known biblical narratives. For millennia, the story of Adam and Eve has been etched in our minds, the forbidden fruit, the serpent's temptation, and their expulsion from paradise. But what if there's more to the story? What if a hidden chapter, a lost book, has been waiting in the shadows, whispering a truth far more terrifying than we ever imagined? Scholars have spent years searching for this mythical text, and now whispers are becoming shouts, as archaeologists claim to have unearthed the real deal. But what they found isn't a comforting bedtime story. Join us as we dive into a story that will leave you questioning everything. This discovery promises to reshape our understanding of early biblical history, shedding light on ancient beliefs and practices that have long been forgotten. The books of Adam and Eve were discovered in the Egyptian tomb of Tutankhamun and subsequently published in 1926. It is now one of the oldest books in existence, hailing from Egypt right at the dawn of Christianity, and it is heading up for auction. This book discusses the experiences of the well-known characters from Genesis following their expulsion from the Garden of Eden. Despite debates over the dates and authenticity of their purported antiquity, the books of Adam and Eve demonstrate an underlying set of prehistoric beliefs. The Apocalypse of Moses is the Greek title given to this book, which Paul must have encountered in some form since it is mentioned in 2 Corinthians. This connection to early Christian texts provides a fascinating link between different traditions and interpretations of these foundational stories. The original story was presented as a revelation to Moses, but the Latin version starts with an English translation. Although the exact date of the story's creation is unknown, scholars generally agree it was written in the 1st century CE in a Semitic language but might have been told long before being recorded in writing. Primary Latin textual sources date from the 9th to 10th and 12th centuries. This work's history has not been well recorded because it was thought to be pseudepigraphical. A collection of historically accurate but fictitious biblical works is known as the pseudepigrapha. This book was left out of the Holy Bible compilation due to its stigma. Even though some consider it pseudepigraphical, it offers important context and understanding of historical events. This book is an oral history passed down from generation to generation, connecting the creation of the first human life to the moment someone decided to record it. Stay tuned, the story is just getting interesting. As we delve deeper, we uncover the rich tapestry of myths and legends that have shaped religious thought for centuries. The Book of Adam and Eve is reportedly a written account of what happened after Adam and Eve were driven from the Garden of Eden. It is also known as the contradiction of Adam and Eve or the conflict of Adam and Eve with Satan. Satan told Adam and Eve that the fruit was actually good for them, but God didn't want them to have it. Satan was trying to convince Adam and Eve that God could not be trusted. The author of the Book of Adam and Eve is thought to have been an unidentified Egyptian who originally composed the narrative in Arabic. Eventually, the book traveled further south and was translated into Ethiopian. Although the exact composition date of the Book of Adam and Eve is unknown, many scholars think it was composed decades prior to the birth of Jesus. The book was first published in English in the 19th century. This historical journey of the text highlights its cultural and religious significance across different regions and eras. The Book of Adam and Eve consists of 2 books. The first book details Adam and Eve's flight from Eden and the temptations they faced from Satan afterward. The book reveals that Cain and Abel had twin sisters. Cain killed his brother because he was in love with his twin, Luluwa, but his parents wanted him to wed Abel's twin. The history of the patriarchs before the flood is told in the second book. It describes how the children of Seth dwelt on Mount Hermon, the holy mountain, until they were persuaded by the daughters of Cain to descend from the mountain and, as fallen angels, lose God's love. Next came the death of Cain, who was killed by Lamech the blind, and the lives of the other patriarchs up until Noah's birth. This intricate narrative weaves together the moral and spiritual struggles of early humanity, offering profound insights into the human condition. In the first book, the punished serpent attempts to kill Adam and Eve, but is prevented by God, who again punishes the serpent by rendering it mute and casting it to India. Satan also attempts to deceive and kill Adam and Eve several times. In one attempt, he throws a boulder encompassing Adam and Eve. God eventually saves them and compares this event with the upcoming resurrection of Christ. God also predicts several future biblical events, including Noah and the flood. Great emphasis is placed in the first book on Adam's sorrow and helplessness in the world outside the garden. This portrayal of Adam's vulnerability and his reliance on divine intervention underscores the themes of repentance and redemption. When God expelled Adam from the garden, He did not place him on the northern border to prevent him from reaching the water and cleansing himself of his sins. God wanted Adam to constantly remember his transgression and the resulting punishment. Similarly, God did not position Adam on the southern side of the garden to avoid the temptation of the sweet fragrance of the trees, which might bring him comfort. Instead, God placed Adam on the western border of the garden where the land was vast and desolate. He commanded Adam to live in a cave called the Cave of Treasures located beneath the garden. This location symbolizes the ongoing struggle and separation from divine grace, a central theme in the human experience of exile and longing. When Adam and Eve left the garden, they walked on the unfamiliar ground, unsure of their steps. Upon reaching the garden gate, they saw the vast earth before them, covered with stones and sand. They trembled in fear and fell on their faces, overwhelmed by the stark contrast to the lush garden they had known. God took pity on them, raised them from their fallen state, and sent His word to them. Adam and Eve wept upon leaving the garden, and Adam, seeing his changed flesh, cried bitterly. They entered the Cave of Treasures, where Adam lamented the harsh conditions compared to the garden. He bowed to God's will, understanding that disobedience would bring further punishment. This moment of realization and acceptance marked a significant turning point in their journey. On the morning of the 43rd day, Adam and Eve emerged from the cave, sorrowful and weeping, their bodies lean and parched from hunger, thirst, fasting, and sorrow over their sin. They prayed to God for forgiveness on a mountain west of the garden. Seeing their repentance, God sent a cherub with 2 figs from the garden. Adam and Eve recognized the figs as the fruits of the trees they had hidden themselves in. Satan and his hosts then tried to deceive them by transforming into beautiful maidens and their families, urging Adam and Eve to wed and have children. Adam, wary of Satan's deception, prayed to God for guidance. This episode highlights the continuous spiritual battle and the importance of vigilance and faith. God approved of Adam's cautiousness and sent angels with gifts of gold, incense, and myrrh to honor Adam's marriage to Eve. The angels instructed Adam to betroth Eve, give her the gifts, and then fast and pray for 40 days and nights before coming together. Adam and Eve obeyed, and their union was blessed. They had children, including Cain and Abel, and their story continued with trials and blessings. This divine endorsement of their marriage and the ritualistic preparation emphasized the sanctity and significance of their union. The Book of Adam and Eve differs significantly from the Book of Genesis, offering an alternative perspective on creation, the fall, and human nature. While Genesis is central to Judaism and Christianity, depicting a majestic and orderly creation process and emphasizing humanity's unique place within creation, the Book of Adam and Eve focuses more on psychological motivations, the introduction of shame and suffering into the world. This alternative narrative enriches our understanding of the complexities and nuances of these foundational stories. Both narratives serve as cautionary tales about the consequences of disobedience and the complexities of human nature, sparking theological debates and influencing interpretations of morality and our relationship with the divine. Reflecting on these ancient texts reminds us of the enduring power of these stories and their relevance to contemporary issues of faith, ethics, and the human experience. We hope you learned something new today. What an incredible journey we've taken today, uncovering the lost chapters of Adam and Eve's story. From their expulsion from the Garden of Eden to their trials and tribulations in the Cave of Treasures, we've seen how these ancient texts offer a deeper, more nuanced understanding of the foundational narratives of our faith. This discovery not only sheds light on early biblical history but also enriches our appreciation of the complexities and moral lessons embedded in these stories. The books of Adam and Eve reveal the continuous spiritual battle humanity faces, the importance of vigilance and faith, and the profound themes of repentance and redemption. They provide a unique perspective on creation, the fall, and human nature, adding layers of psychological and spiritual depth to the well-known Genesis account. As we reflect on these ancient texts, we are reminded of the enduring power of these stories and their relevance to contemporary issues of faith, ethics, and the human experience. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of one of the most intriguing discoveries in biblical archaeology. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your church group, friends, and family. We would love to hear your thoughts and insights, so leave a comment below and let us know what you think about the lost book of Adam and Eve. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Bible Stories. Your support is crucial in helping us bring these enlightening and thought-provoking stories to life. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep your faith strong. We look forward to sharing more incredible stories from the Bible with you. Thank you and God bless.